Here are the tools you're going to need for this job. Our first step is going to be to go ahead and remove the wheel. Now you'll take your 13mm wrench and remove the two bolts that hold the caliper onto the bracket. Once you've removed the bolts, remove the caliper. Now it's time to take your special tool and retract the caliper. Next, you're going to take your 15mm socket and ratchet and remove the two brake caliper bracket bolts. Once those bolts are removed, remove the bracket. Now take your T40 and remove the screw that holds the brake rotor on and remove the brake rotor. Then take your die grinder and clean all the rust off of the surface of the hub. Next, you're going to remove the old pads and the hardware from the bracket and clean all the rust off the bracket as necessary. Then apply a fresh coat of lubrication to keep the bracket from rusting again. Then install your new hardware and lubricate that as well. Do the same thing for the other side. Then remove your slide pins and clean and lubricate those as well. Now install your new rotor and reinstall the screw that holds the brake rotor on. Then take the two bolts and your bracket, reinstall the bolts and the bracket. Once the bolts are tight and the bracket is installed, you're ready to install your pads. Then when the pads are on, reinstall the caliper and the two bolts. Once all of your bolts are tight, reinstall your wheel and your 5 lug nuts. Now you're going to torque the wheel to 100 foot-pounds in a star pattern. And lastly, check your brake fluid and make sure it's full, and pump up your brake pedal until it's nice and firm. Then you're ready for a drive.